And his first pitch, a little low, ball one.
Game time temperature 66 winds from the southeast at 3 miles per hour. 66 degrees.
And that's a strike. The man calling balls and strikes is Marvin Hudson. The rest of the umpiring quartet: Lance Barksdale is at first base, Angel Hernandez at second, Randy Marsh is around at third. 2-1. Of course, Washburn has been the subject of a lot of speculation as we approach the trading deadline. And a ground ball wide of third, not quite wide of third, picked off there nicely by Beltre as he just took one step to his left.
Well, Beltre has to play in on the grass because of the speed of Cabrera. Cuts down his range, but he's still able to get this on a nice short hop.
Beltre has those bone spurs in his shoulder, but that's not his throwing shoulder. It's his left shoulder, his gloved hand. Same problem that he had last year. He had to have surgery, but he's going to try and play through it this year as David Eckstein steps in and takes a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. And that's pulled foul. I think he broke his bat. He did. Eckstein, a 7-game hitting streak. And too high. The Padres are on their way to Texas. They will close out interleague play with a 3-game series against the Rangers. The Angels do not play today. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count on David Eckstein. And a high pop up down the right field line. Trouble if it's fair, and it's foul, and it's not trouble. It's a great catch by Ichiro as he slides on the seat of his britches to make a fabulous catch.
The ball's dying in a hurry, and Ichiro, we've seen this sliding catch from him many times. Nice play. Covered a lot of ground. I thought that ball was going to end up hitting the ground out there in foul territory, but Ichiro was able to make up the difference with his speed.
So 2 down, and this will bring up Scott Hairston. Hairston taking a bit high. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. Center fielder for the Padres. And that is on the outside corner for a strike.
We're talking about the trade deadline and that going on in Jared's name. You know, that's one of the things that you also have to deal with along with everything else, because they're going to continue to talk about it up to the deadline with him. He's having such a terrific year.
And that's coming back right over our heads into the upper deck.
But I think with him, because he's been through it before a number of times, I think he'll handle it fine. And the younger players probably have a little tougher time with that, all the speculation that's going on.
And a little bit low that time, and count has run out now on Hairston full. 3-2. Got it. So Hairston down on strikes in an easy first inning for the left-hander. Jared Washburn, no problem whatsoever. We go to the bottom half of inning number 1. There's no score.
Cedeno getting the start at shortstop. He'll hit 8th, and Valentine will hit 9th. Take a look at the numbers for LeBlanc. Just 3 innings pitched, couple of walks. A lot of change-ups out of him today.
Wade LeBlanc out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, born in Lake Charles, sends in a strike to Ichiro. And congratulations to the LSU Tigers, the winners last night in the College World Series over the University of Texas. Mike Marinari, the head coach down there. And the deliveries outside. This young man right here, although he's in their back door, went to the University of Alabama. And that's pulled right down the right field line. And that baby's going to fly away. So Ichiro got a hanging breaking ball, and he leads it off with a four-master. A solo home run. Oh, that was 10 rows deep out there. Little doubt about the length of it. So it's 1-0 Mariners.
We talked about LeBlanc throws a lot of changeups. Take a look at this last pitch. Just middle in. Catcher set up away from him. Jumps all over it. He is definitely not going to throw his fastball by many people.
So Ichiro with number 6. Second leadoff home run this season. And the pitch is a breaking ball to Russell Branyan. Blanc throws across his body quite a bit.
Crossfire the left-handers.
And a ground ball foul. Now we're getting hang time on all the home runs. Ichiro's line drive 3.8 seconds compared to this man's 6.5 second guy punt last night.
Yeah, I don't think Ichiro's going to hit too many high towering home runs.
And that's the other way. It's slicing into the stands. The Dodgers, who the Mariners will play tomorrow night, are playing in Chicago. That series tied at 1 game apiece, and the game is tied at 5-5 in the 9th inning on Chicago's south side. Got in on his hands that time in a routine pop-up with the third baseman there. Kuzminoff making the catch with the shift for Branyan on. As the Mariners begin the 9-game road trip, pair of left-handers tomorrow. Jason Vargas, who is 1-0 against the Dodgers in his career, against a young left-hander we saw in spring training and was very impressive, Clayton Kershaw. Beltre taking a little bit low. Texas in Arizona tonight. And that's one that hurts Adrian when he swings and misses.
A lot of times when you swing through pitches, the follow through is what will get you. And with his left shoulder, you can see his right hand, he was hanging on to the bat. Usually he'll let go of it, but he's hanging on now, trying to protect his shoulder a little bit.
Breaking ball, and banged right back up the middle. Hung another slow curveball. And he was back far enough that he just stayed with it.
Take a look at LeBlanc. His fastball's about 84 miles an hour, so the off-speed pitches, it should be pretty good for the guys to stay back on him. If he throws pitches up in the zone, it's going to be easier on the Mariner hitters. He has to be down. He doesn't throw hard enough. And I think because of that, the Mariners can almost sit in between his pitches. They can still hit his fastball without actually having to look for it at 84 miles an hour. It'll make him a little bit closer on the off-speed pitches, especially his changeup.
Mike Sweeney is the hitter now, the designated hitter this afternoon. And spots that one right on the outside corner. Not much on that 76-mile-an-hour changeup either.
It looks like he wants to change speeds on his fastball too. His fastball's been 81 to 85 miles an hour. And when you look at his overall stuff, he has the same type of stuff that Jamie Moyer has. Just doesn't have the experience or guile of Jamie Moyer. Same type of stuff though. It's about the same fastball, good changeup.
And there's his fastball, and that's 86.
That's his best
top
one.
End. That's the top end right there. LeBlanc is 24. And they almost pick off Beltre. Pretty good move.
Adrian going to fix the dirt. It looked like maybe he slipped a little bit trying to get back into first base. He barely was able to get his hand and reach far enough just to even touch the base. A lot of times at the start of the game they water the infield down, and if your spikes get clogged up a little bit you can slip, and that may have been what happened to Adrian.
Boy, he is throwing what ball players call cookies. I'm here to tell you that right now. I don't know if they're chocolate chip or not. If they're sugar cookies, I think that's what they are.
Those are your favorite, aren't they?
They're very hittable.
He has to work down a lot of the pitches right now, and it's one of the things you talk about when you see a young pitcher. First couple innings, you're going to be a little bit nervous, a little bit shaky out there. He has to pitch down. He just doesn't have enough to be up in the zone, and right now a lot of the pitches he's throwing have been up.
Breaking ball, and that's hit to deep right field. Way back there, and that baby is going to be banging off the wall. So down to third base goes Adrian Beltre, and sliding into second goes Sweeney with a double. Didn't miss being a home run by much.
Take a look at the swing of Mike Sweeney. Breaking ball up, out over the plate. He hits it a long ways. It's right in the middle of the fence. He's able to stay back just long enough with his hands to have something left to drive that ball, and hits right in the middle of the fence in right center.
So welcome back for Jose Lopez, who's making his first appearance of the homestand after spending last week in his native Venezuela, attending his sister's funeral. Jose taking up and away. Ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. One and one. And a high pop-up this time. And giving way to the second baseman as the first baseman blanks. And David Eckstein makes the catch. So not deep enough for any thought of scoring a run, and it'll be up to Franklin Gutierrez. And I think that San Diego has probably seen enough of Franklin Gutierrez for the year. 4 home runs against him. The one that won it last night.
Man, when you consider he just has 7 on the year. Take a look at the home run that he hit last night. It's a fastball up in the zone and just basically tomahawks it out of here and right over in the left center field out in the bullpen.
And that was a strike at the knees. 0-1.
He had a couple of really long home runs down in San Diego. One of them, I think, was 427 feet.
One. 2 balls and a strike to count. Of course, the Mariners will be for the next 3 games without the designated hitter. And now they're going to put him on. Not going to mess with him. And they'll take their chances with the catcher, Rob Johnson, who's been struggling at the plate. And intentional base on balls.
Probably a combination of the two. Gutierrez has swung the bat so well against the Padres. They have a base open. They'll go ahead and walk him. And as you mentioned, Dave, Rob has been struggling.
And here comes Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the San Diego Padres, about how he wants to deal with Rob Johnson here. The Mariners with 1 in, and again, like the other night, a chance to break this thing open early. But they need a clutch 2-out hit.
Well, I think one of the things that should be going through Rob's mind right now is the pressure's on LeBlanc. Look for a pitch in the middle of the plate somewhere, and if you get it, try to hit it hard. But if it's not there, take it. See how he feels about pitching with the bases loaded, nowhere to put them.
So LeBlanc ready to work on Rob. And a line drive into the gap in left center field. That's going to get down, go all the way to the wall. 1 in. Here's Sweeney around third. Here is Gutierrez around third. He will score. And Rob Johnson has cleaned him up on the first pitch to him. It is 4-0 Mariners. A double that gets the job done. He didn't wait, did he?
This is just good hitting by Rob Johnson, knowing that the pitcher's in trouble, nowhere to put him. Gets a good fastball out over the plate and hits it hard into the gap. And again, that pitch up by LeBlanc. He just doesn't throw hard enough to pitch up there, and Rob makes him pay for it.
And here is Ronnie Cedeno, who's also been struggling a little bit at the plate, although he had a base hit last night. Taking outside, ball 1. That's going to get the bullpen up here in the first inning for San Diego. 1-1. Two balls and a strike to count. He said, what is that crooked number up there? That's usually about 4 starts worth for him. And right-hander getting up and starting to throw, Josh Banks. for San Diego.
Yeah, LeBlanc's thrown 30 pitches already in the inning.
And he misses with that. And he misses with that. I think that's ball 4. I don't know what he's doing standing there. Count was full, 3-2. And Cedeno didn't know the count.
Cedeno didn't know the count. The home plate umpire, Marvin Hudson, didn't say anything to him. And I think it was Lee Tinsley that actually started walking up to the field. Take a look at that last pitch. And got the attention of first base umpire Lance Barksdale and was complaining that was ball 4.
That's probably a $50 fine.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's about right.
So Valentin, the hitter now, the 9th man to come up to the plate. This young man's really struggling. And that is a strike. 1-1. Inside again. So he's really struggling to throw strikes too. And when he throws a strike, they're not quality strikes.
No, they're in the middle of the plate. And again, he really has to rely on his command of his pitches because he doesn't have the velocity. If you're throwing in the low 90s, you can get away with some pitches, some mistakes, but he's not getting away with very many of them right now. And he's really scuffling. He can't get his changeup to work for him. That's his best pitch. Leaving his breaking ball up, and his fastballs have been up on the zone too. So young man really struggling out there.
My guess is he's one pitch away from coming out of this game with Ichiro on deck.
Well, that, and he's already thrown 36 pitches in this inning. You look at his split, 17 balls, 19 strikes. He's definitely a guy that's going to have 2-to-1 ratio on balls and strikes. He wants to be effective.
Full count, 3-2. That was his two-seamer, I guess. Runners take off now. Ichiro on deck. And a swing and a miss. So he struck him out, and the Mariners send 9 to the plate here in the first inning. 4 come in to score. 3 on the big bases clearing double by Rob Johnson, and the Mariners lead it 4-0. You could handle that, couldn't you?
I think so.
Here we go into the second inning of play now, with the Mariners up by a score of 4-0. And Adrian Gonzalez will lead it off and send a line drive into right field. And Ichiro comes down and can't make the catch as he traps it out there. A base hit for Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, a little hooking line drive into right, clearly hits the ground.
By the way, we want to wish Derek Jones, our Fox Northwest camera operator, a very speedy recovery. He became ill after the game last night. He's usually in here shooting us in our opening and then over behind home plate. We wish him well as he went to the hospital. Kuzmanov fouls the pitch back and out of play. On 2. Throwing that time, the Mariners trying to make it 5 out of 6 on this homestand after sweeping Arizona. And that's into the gap in right center field, but too much air under it, and Ichiro is going to close it and make the easy catch. One down, Chase Headley. The left fielder will be the hitter. Headley's a switch hitter. Hitting .207 right-handed, .244 left-handed. And that ball's pretty well tagged. Franklin Gutierrez, however, is going to make it look easy out there as he just glides under that ball out there in dead right center field. He had it all the way. It was unbelievable.
It's one of those things, we've talked about it before. He always gets a good jump and then he runs right where the ball is going to be. He rarely has to change his route. You see him doing a nice job of looking to see where the wall is out there. Plenty of room, makes an easy catch.
We were talking about zone rating and how he is #1. Balls hit into a player's zone. That's exactly what we're talking about. He's the best. Kyle Blanks, the big right-handed batter, fouls it back.
What he does a lot of times out in center field, Dave, is in a ball, especially like that one that's hit away from him. He takes off and he runs really hard early, so he makes up the ground so quickly. He makes it look easy when really it's not, when you consider the amount of ground he's having to cover. But it's that initial break that he takes, and he gets up to full speed pretty quickly. Typically, he can shut it down right there around the time that the ball's getting ready to hit the ground. Does a great job of that.
3-1. Kyle Blanks. The Mariners have 4 runs, which is pretty good news because they're 26-10 when scoring 4 or more runs in a ball game this year. But we're early. Count full, 3-2. Blanks, a big kid just called up from Portland. 6'6", 285 pounds. Adrian Gonzalez will be running.
last couple of pitches, Jared's been able to tie him up. Dave was mentioning he's a big man up there at home plate, so Jared's trying to keep the ball in tight on him, throwing some cutters in on his hands.
Just getting a piece of it again. Had 12 home runs for the Beavers down in Portland when he was called up. 38 RBIs. Making Washburn work.
And Jared keeps pumping fastballs in. There's fastball today, 88, 89 miles an hour.
And again, payoff, and he lost him that time, just a little bit inside and low. So Jared with the first free pass he's given up. 2 on, 2 out. Edgar Gonzalez, the hitter. You looking to celebrate your birthday at an upcoming Mariners game? Well, why not pick up a birthday package for the special occasion? Packages include a $25 Ivers gift card, Mariners tote bag, cap, a logo ball, and more. Plus, you'll receive a special scoreboard message on your big day. There's a strike. For more information, visit mariners.com/scoreboard. And happy birthday to you. Spend it out at the ballpark. Edgar is Adrian's older brother, the man out at second base. White Sox and the Dodgers still going after each other, 5-5 in the ninth at U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago. And on the outside corner, nicely thrown. And he got him. Nice fastball, and that will be that. No runs, a hit. And the San Diego Padres will leave a couple out there. Second strikeout for Jared Washburn. We go to the bottom of the second. And welcome back to Safeco Field. Ichiro led off the ball game, of course, with the home run, and takes a breaking ball this time from Wade LeBlanc for a strike. 0-1 to count. Hit it way back into the lower deck in right field for his 6th home run of the year. And here it was in the first inning. Had that nice clip. And that big jug is down low. Big curveball. And that'll be into the stands down the left field line.
It will be interesting to see if LeBlanc, a young pitcher, can settle down after the first inning. Threw a lot of pitches, 38 pitches in the first. See if he can settle down and throw some strikes. Get some of the nervous jitters out of the way.
And a breaking ball again. Just doesn't have that fastball that can put you away.
No, that's why he has to work ahead, and he has to pitch down. He needs a lot of ground balls if he's going to be successful, and there really isn't much room for error because of the stuff that he has. And you can see right there, that's a pretty good fastball in on Ichiro's hands. He's still able to get him out of there because it just doesn't have enough to get it by him. So he's working on the edges a lot better so far in this inning.
And a breaking ball well outside this time. And a high pop again. This time maybe playable. And Kuzminov is over there. He had a play. He was afraid of the fence down there. He didn't get close enough to the fence. That ball should have been caught.
Well, I agree. He's battling the sun a little bit. He has his glasses on. His mistake is he doesn't pick up where the wall is at. He knows he's getting close, and that ball bounces about a foot away from it. If he runs over there a little bit harder and then tries to pick the ball up again, he probably has a better chance of making the catch.
And that's looped down the left field line for a base hit. How about that? And Ichiro will have another double as he'll go into second base standing up. He gets another opportunity and makes him pay the price. So Ichiro is off to a fairly good start. A home run and a double in 2 at-bats.
It's just a fastball away from him. Just flips it down the left field line. Catches a piece of the wall down the line, slowing it down a little bit and lets him get into second base pretty easily with a double. It's quite a battle right there, just barely fair.
And the 33rd multi-hit game for Ichiro this year. He's already got 102 hits. And for him, this is his 63rd game. He'll throw back to second. You can see the shift is on. Only one man on the left side. Kuzminov. That's something I've never seen last night, Mike. I've never seen a pitcher unassisted double play.
I hadn't either. I had never seen that before either. I thought it was one, it was a good play by Brandon Morrow, but two, just the awareness. A lot of times you would look up and hesitate a little bit to see where the first baseman, the second baseman is to cover, but he sprinted right over there.
There goes Ichiro to third, and they've got him picked off, I think. Maybe not. Let's see. He's going back the other way, and now he's going back to second base, and they will finally get him on the hip pockets. Good play by LeBlanc as he saw out of the corner of his eye, and he just stepped off and went after him. And a standing ovation for Ichiro. 1-5-6-1 if you are scoring on the pickoff of Ichiro.
Nice play by the pitcher LeBlanc. Diving tag.
Thought for a minute he might elude the tag.
Wonder if at some point LeBlanc, knowing that Ichiro can run, and he was committed to try to tag him, panicked a little bit, wondering if he was going to be able to catch up with him or not.
And a breaking ball, a little bit outside. 2-0. He's going to be taking a hack here if he wants to, I think. Didn't want to. Josh Banks again is up and throwing in the pen for San Diego. And he lost him, ball 4. So already third base on balls given up by LeBlanc along with the 5 hits. So it's been a struggle, and that's going to be it, I think, as Buddy Black is on his way out to the mound. I think they're going to go out and get the right-hander. As LeBlanc just holding the baseball, will hand it to his skipper. And so there will be a change of pitchers here as LeBlanc really struggles. Ends up throwing 52 pitches and has to leave for nothing. Mariners. To cover now as Josh Banks just recently called up only 9 days ago will take over on the mound for San Diego. And we want to remind you that you can purchase private suites here at Safeco Field on a single game or multi-game basis. Suites can accommodate 20 guests. Plus, you'll get parking, a VIP entrance, first-class service, and unique catering options. Call 206-346-4001. Or visit mariners.com/suites to learn more about the private suites here at Safeco Field. There's the line on LeBlanc. Quite a struggle.
Real struggle for him today. Again, a control pitcher, not much as far as velocity goes. Really struggled commanding his changeup, his best pitch. If he doesn't have that working for him, it's going to be difficult against a bunch of major league hitters trying to get him out with 84-mile-an-hour fastballs if he can't command it.
Josh Banks 4-3 with the Portland Beavers. A 2.47 ERA in 14 games. He had 8 starts with Portland. So here he is taking over in the second inning. Adrian Beltre had a base hit up the middle in the first. Too high. What a rip.
And with the shoulder problems that Beltre's having on that swing, he actually let go of his left hand. His left shoulder is the one that's bothering him, and he just held onto the bat with his right hand, trying to take away some of the pain that he's dealing with right now.
Pretty good rip. 1-2. Did you ever have a bone spur?
No. I mean, I've obviously been a teammate of many guys that have had them. Painful.
And that's outside, as I understand it. When you shape a bone spur off, there's about a 10 or 15% chance that it can grow back, and lo and behold, it happened to him after the surgery last year. Beltre down on strikes now with 2 away. That'll bring up Sweeney. Mike, the big double into the gap off the wall in right center. Last inning. Slow breaking ball from Banks that time. Very outside. Ball 1 ball and no strikes. And Sweeney watches that one miss away. And a ground ball into the hole on the right side. A broken bat base hit for Mike Sweeney. And he's 2 for 2. Lumbering toward third base is Branyan, and the throw is cut off. Russell scooting from first to third alertly.
Take a look at 2-0 pitch by Sweeney. It's down and away. Pretty good pitch down and away. Mike does a nice job of hitting it in the hole over on the right side. Branyan had to wait for it to get by, and a little hesitation. I think that actually broke Sweeney's bat. Take a look at Russell. For a big man, he runs pretty well. He goes first to third a lot. He'll take the chance on doing that quite a bit. Makes it in. No throw over to third.
And here's Lopez now. Jose taking a Steve Reich. Lopez popped out to Eckstein in shallow right field. One. This one will not go in the book as the shortest game of the year. Played about 50 minutes, inning and 2/3. And a line drive, one hopper, however, hit right to the shortstop. And Cabrera goes to second to get the force. So the Mariners, despite kicking up their heels a little bit, go away with nothing to show for it here in the second and still lead it 4-0 after 2. And our half-lap trivia question. Can you name the baseball tradition that returned to New York City on this date in 2001?
Attention media.
I cannot. Can you?
Not yet. Not yet. Thinking about it. And a shot base hit into the hole for Henry Blanco, the catcher, to lead off the third inning.
Take a look at it. Beltre dives for it again. When he dives to his left with that left shoulder, puts a lot of pressure on it, and Hurts goes right off the end of his glove. Hit hard by Blanco. Nice effort by Adrian.
I'm assuming this is a baseball tradition, correct?
You never know. You never know. I think that's quite an assumption to make at this point.
A strike is taken on the outside corner by Cabrera.
Curtis doesn't always play fair. You know that.
I know that. And that's a little blooper. Going to be trouble. That's going to drop for a base hit. And the Padres got something going here in the third. With 2 on and nobody out. Well, they've always sung "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in the 7th inning. So that couldn't be it. David Eckstein, the hitter. 52 pitches for LeBlanc and only 29 strikes. He was really struggling. And a ground ball. Great stop by Beltre. He'll straighten up and go to first just in time to get Eckstein. He had a notion to go to second and then had to really hustle to get the batter, David Eckstein.
It's a nice play. Adrian scrambling to get to his feet. Cabrera, the runner at first base, can really fly, and Adrian does the right thing. Sees it's not going to be much of a play there. Has to put a little extra on it to get out Eckstein at first. Close play.
Very close play. So the Padres with 2 in the scoring position now here with 1 down in the third, and Scott Hairston, a strikeout victim in the first inning, the hitter. Breaking ball. High and outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
Mariners with a 4-0 lead will play the infield back. So go ahead and give up a run for another out.
One and one. Very nice crowd on hand on this midweek day game, which is kind of rare around these parts. And a high pop-up out of play off the first base side.
I can't help you out at all today, Dave, with the trivia question. I have no idea.
It's got to be baseball related, doesn't it? High and outside, 2-2. You got a big day planned for New York City on Monday, the off day?
Yes, I do.
Paint the town red?
Yeah, I am.
Are you? Got your paint with you?
I have my paint. I have a feeling it will not leave my room.
2-2 the count. And that's down low and outside, ball 3. 3-2 the count.
That's the one nice thing about New York City is the buildings are so tall. It's great for sleeping because the sun never gets in the window. How about you? What are you going to do? You going to do something?
I'm going to have my grandson with me and my wife. So
oh, good.
I imagine I'll be tour guide. And that's pulled deep down the left field line. Hooking, however, Foul. Immediately called by the third base umpire, Randy Marsh.
I don't think we will actually arrive in New York until, what, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday.
Right.
To have that off day.
We'll lose 3 hours because we got a day game in L.A.
Right.
So Hairston just missed a 3-run home run. And he fouls this one back.
I am anxious to see the new ballpark there, though.
Yep, I think everybody is. I've heard so much about it, how the ball flies out of there in right field, right center field. Yankees have been struggling a little bit.
Well, they're in second place. 5 back of the Red Sox at this point. They played pretty well at home, though. 21-14 at home.
Toronto 5 back too. They've been playing pretty good baseball. And again, the 3-2 pitch. And strike 3 called as Hairston was on his way to first. And he gives that little blast, and he's thrown out of the ball game. Marvin Hudson throws out Scott Hairston. Hairston said the magic words.
Well, it's almost automatic. You can start arguing about balls and strikes, but I think you're right. Probably a couple of extra words, and now Buddy Black's going to get tossed as well.
So Buddy Black and Scott Hairston have all been, or both been, let's put it that way, ejected from this ball game. And this is getting a little bit out of hand right now. First base coach Rick Renteria was sprinting down toward the plate, and home plate umpire Marvin Hudson said, just hang in there, you know. Cool your heels down there, son.
We'll take a look at the last pitch. It's what upset Hairston.
He may have had a little bit of a complaint with that pitch, to tell you the truth.
It was right on the corner and borderline up. As you mentioned, as he was walking by, said something about it, and that was it. Buddy Black, I'm sure, frustrated with the way things have gone this year, came out, let him know how he felt about it, too.
So here's Adrian Gonzalez now at a base hit. His first at bat, taking the breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. I treat this guy very carefully. You've got a right-handed batter on deck, Kuzminoff, but also with some good power.
And you also have first base open in the situation, and Gonzalez is the one with the 24 home runs. I think you try to just make perfect pitches to him, and if you miss off the plate.
And foul back with fastball. Didn't take long for the ejections, did it?
Seems like that's the way it goes these days in the game. They're not going to hear much from you at all before they toss you out, the umpires.
And that breaking ball well outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Hairston, as you can see, John the whole way, and
he might have been okay if he didn't stop right there. Look, he hadn't been tossed at that point, and then he stopped and really let him have it, and that was it.
And a hot shot one hopper hit right to Lopez, and he will throw him out. So an interesting third inning to say the least, but the Padres go away empty-handed and leave a couple, and it's still 4-0 Maryland. Wynn Jr., who's taking over in center field for Scott Hairston, who was ejected from the ball game as Franklin Gutierrez steps in to lead it off here in the bottom half of inning number 3, taking a strike. Gutierrez and then Rob Johnson and then Ronnie Cedeno. And that's a little looper to right field, going to drop. All right, here comes the answer to our trivia question. Interesting question, interesting answer. I don't know how they expected us to know this. Obviously, we didn't. Can you name the baseball tradition that returned to New York City on this date in 2001? Professional baseball in Brooklyn, not Major League Baseball. Professional baseball in Brooklyn returned to New York City on this date. The Cyclones of the New York Penn League were born. The ball is taken by Rob Johnson.
Would you think that baseball in Brooklyn is a tradition?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think so. At Ebbets Field, certainly. Cyclones, by the way, their nickname derived from the Coney Island roller coaster called the Cyclone. Bunted foul back and out of play.
We have an off day there on Monday. You might be able to get right out to the ballpark in Brooklyn and watch them.
Don't tell my grandson that. I might.
I'm sure you know somebody that gave you a ticket to get in.
Cyclones are the Mets affiliate over in Staten Island. The Yankees have a team which is only 13 miles away. You want to go? You off to?
I would like to, but I'm busy. I have other plans. Yeah. Thanks for asking.
Probably be at the
Appreciate it.
Metropolitan Museum of Art that day.
Yeah.
Rob, a big base hit in the ball game. With the sacks full, 2 down, drove in 3 with a gapper into left center field.
Do you ever get over to Central Park? Do you do that
I do.
At all? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I usually go through there on the bus on the way to the ballpark.
I'm usually sitting right behind you on that bus.
Right.
I'm talking about going for a walk during the day or something.
And that's all the way to the backstop. So a wild pitch. I have. I used to work there at 57th and Broadway in the Fisk building, which is very close to Central Park.
What were you doing there?
I was in the service. I was working for Armed Forces Radio Television service there at the 16th floor of the Fisk building. We broadcast to our troops in Europe on VOA's transmitters in Situate, Massachusetts. And a ground ball comeback. Play by the pitcher. And Banks throws him out. VOA, meaning Voice of America transmitters. On July the 10th, the Mariners host the Rangers, and the first 20,000 fans picking up the first of 2 classic Mariners TV commercial DVDs presented by FSN. The one-of-a-kind DVD consists of the commercials produced from 94 to 2002 and features some of the best of Edgar and Jay Jr. and more. And a swing and a miss by Cedeno. So don't miss out because these DVDs won't be sold in stores. For tickets, you can visit Mariners.com/DVD. Were you ever involved in one of those commercials?
No.
You have a favorite?
I pretty much I love everyone that Edgar's in. I think those are the funniest, and I guess if I had to pick a favorite, it would go back to the light bat. That was one of my favorites.
I kind of like the one on the convertible where he's showing the
yeah, that's good. But Edgar does a good job with those.
Daniel taking well outside.
Have you ever done any of them?
No, I have not. I've done the voiceover for him. So Cedeno is down on strikes, and strikeout number 2 to Josh Banks. And Valentin, who struck out to end the first inning as 9 men came to the plate, will be the hitter. A little high with that changeup. One and one. Joe Jima probably back with the ball club tomorrow. Ready to take over the catching chores one more time after that broken foot. Fastball by 1-2. Eric Bedard on the DL, and long range plan for him is kind of getting back into rotation when we're in New York at Yankee Stadium.
Kelly's getting closer.
Right. And Kelly's going down to Arizona to work in the Arizona League game down there, and then go to Tacoma, and then probably be ready by the time we get home. Too high to Valentin. 2-2.
It's a good time. See if you can just grind your way into the break. Now you're a few weeks away from it. Mariners certainly, as you just mentioned, a number of guys that they'd like to get back or close to being back with the club. A lot of guys that are banged up that are still playing. They certainly would like some of the time off, let the body heal a little bit.
And a ground ball to shortstop. So Cabrera will throw him out, and we will go to the 4th inning. No runs, a hit, the man left. As we go to the 4th, it's still 4-0 Mariners.
Back here at Safeco Field, a 4-0 Mariner lead. There was a sale on blue shirts recently, and Mike and I took advantage of it. Dave Sims joining in with Mike Flowers. And they actually have some runs for Jared Washburn.
Yeah, he gets to pitch with the lead. The runs early in the game, too, in the first.
There's a drive into the gap, right center field, off the bat of Kevin Kuzminoff. Goes over the fence, a ground rule double. So Kuzminoff now 1 for 2. Fourth hit given up by Washburn.
And Jarrett's pitched well in the game. He was in a little bit of trouble last inning, was able to pitch his way out of it.
So we've had the starting center fielder thrown out of the game for San Diego. The manager, Bud Black, both back at the clubhouse and the office, respectively, watching the game. Swing and a miss. Chase Headley, left fielder. Good to see Rob Johnson come up with that big 3-run double.
It really was. He'd been struggling, and at that point you have an opportunity to give yourself a nice lead. And with 2 outs, Rob comes up with a big base hit. I like the fact that he was up there aggressive. LeBlanc was struggling. Looked for a fastball in the middle of the plate. He was able to get it and hit it hard in the gap. Start building up some confidence again and feeling better about what you're doing. Work your way out of the struggles that he's been in.
But Kenji Jojima is going to be making the trip with the ball club. He'll be activated, looking to he'll start tomorrow night. Line drive, that'll get foul. So with Bud Black out of the game, ball club's being run by Ted Simmons. Ted, the bench coach. He was a fabulous and outstanding all-star catcher for the Cardinals. Late 60s, early 70s, and into the 80s with the Milwaukee Brewers. He replaced Tim McCarver as the regular starting catcher with the Cardinals. Perennial all-star, switch hitting catcher, and a good one. One and 2 to Headley. Bouncing ball to Cedeno. He throws out Headley for the first out. Mariners and Packard, they've teamed up once again. Every RBI recorded this season. Packard is going to donate $100 to Page Ahead Literacy, a nonprofit organization that provides new books free of charge to at-risk children here in Washington. Mariners thank Packard for their continued partnership in helping to enrich the lives of youth in the Northwest. Kyle Blanks, big first baseman, fouled out of play. Talking to Jimmy Lefebvre, the former Mariners skipper, the batting coach now for San Diego, and he had a lot of good things to say about this young man. He says, hey, we're throwing him out there, you're it. He said it was like when Jimmy had Sammy Sosa back in his early years. Throw him out there for a couple of months. I don't care what you do. We're going to work with you, and you're the guy. He said that Blank's a good athlete. We saw the other 2 nights ago that he runs very well. It's his first start today. First start at first base in the major leagues. His previous starts after being called up, he was in left field. And Lefebvre said you look at his numbers, and the progression has been outstanding. Each step along the way, 12 homers, 38 RBIs in AAA before they called him up there. Long foul.
He's really quiet up at the dish for a big man. He's up there, spreads out a little bit, not much of a stride at all. Sometimes when you're a bigger guy, you get too many moving parts, you can have some problems.
He's got a good base.
Yeah.
Beltre snares it. Runner holds. 2 down. On the money, but right at AB.
Well, as you mentioned, he hit it right on the button. Line drive, Adrian. Pretty easy play for him.
Tell you what, Beltre with the barking shoulder. He had 2 dives on that shoulder in the 3rd inning and a big extension there. Saw him before the game battling a cold on top of everything else, but try to take him out of the lineup. I double dare you.
I don't think so. He has that bone spur again. I think he's the type of guy that's willing to play with it, try to work his way through it. At times it's going to be pretty painful for him, though. And Don Wakamatsu, he's going to have to give him some days off at some point.
Hit a long ways. What foul? And off the bat of Edgar Gonzalez.
Yeah, those are some words he doesn't want to hear when he walks in the clubhouse. Day off.
Not gonna happen. It's one of those things you better tell him a couple 3 days ahead of time too. Right? Imagine walking in. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, hey, good to see you. You know, hey, you're not gonna play today. Give him a little advance warning. Remember, what was it last year? A couple of years ago, John McLaren said, "Geez, thought I had the fighting to get him a blow for crying out loud." 0-1 here to Edgar Gonzalez. Well, we had a bright sunny start to the ball game. Second cloud mass has moved through here and is hovering as we speak right now, so it's cloudy but a very good matinee crowd here at Safeco Field. Mariners trying to get to 2 games over 500 for the first time since May 6th when they were 15 and 13. The older of the 2 Gonzalez brothers from the San Diego area. Works out beautifully. From San Diego, play for the hometown team. Two and two. Kuzminoff with the leadoff double. Washburn's been able to get the next 2. Kuzminoff with a big 2-run homer last night and a home run against the Mariners in San Diego. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He's run a full count against Edgar Gonzalez, right fielder batting in the 8-hole. He's got Henry Blanco, the catcher, on deck. Pitch.
You're talking about Adrian, his toughness. How about Wash? Went out there a couple starts ago. His back, first pitch he threw, his back went out on him, stayed in the game, and then last start his knee was bothering.
Salute him as well, because that's good stuff. He pitched deep into that ball game when he threw his back out. Was that the Colorado game? He went 6 innings.
Yeah.
3-2 again to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. He got him, and Wash is pumped as should be. His 4th strikeout. Strands a runner at second. He's through 4 with a 4-0 lead. And Clayton Kershaw, he's coming off a fine performance last Sunday night against Jason Vargas, who's pitched well his last few times out. He's got a 3-2 record, a 3.24 ERA. A couple of left-handers going at it. 3 games in Los Angeles, 3 at the Yankees, 3 at the Red Sox. How about Ichiro? It's a triple and a single away from the cycle. Led off the game with a home run, second time this year, 29th of his career. Leading off a game with a home run.
Typically, if he's going to get a triple, it'll be in right center field, and that's because the center fielder usually shades him so far over to the left.
And there's a single. He's a triple away. 3 for 3 day for Ichiro. So he's 3 for 3. That gives him 100 hits in game number 72.
It's a solid base hit into right field. Hits a line drive and see the pitch. Just center cut right in the middle of the plate. And the way he's going right now, he's not going to miss too many of those.
This is with this 103 hits. He missed 8 games. At 3 for 3, he's got his batting average from 361 to 365. If he gets another 200 hit season, it'll be his 9th consecutive. Nobody's done that. Got the modern record of 8, and he tied Willie Killer. There are only 2 men have had 8 consecutive seasons of 200 plus hits.
Padres will have the big shift on again for Russell Branyan. Shortstop Cabrera's over on the right side of the infield.
Branyan walked his last time up. Did you think he was getting a 3-0 green light last time up? I don't know. I just had a feeling they might just say, hey, you know what, take a hack.
I think he absolutely had it if he wanted it. Some guys, I remember playing with Tino Martinez here in Seattle. Tino didn't like to swing at 3-0 pitches. He felt like his swing got too long, too big, and he'd rather just take it and take a good look at it.
Ichiro had to wait to clear. They'll get him and throw back to second. Branyan, good hustle down the line, beats it out. It was a slow developing play. They get the one out. Adrian Beltre. Beltre today. A single to center, run scored, and a strikeout. Josh Banks took over second inning for starter Wade LeBlanc. Beltre was his first hitter, struck him out on a 2-2 pitch. Here comes the sun. High fly ball left center field. Tony Gwynn Jr. shielding with his glove, and then taking over is the left fielder Headley with the out. Two outs. Take a look at the Banner Bank building to the future and talk about a couple of guys named to the 2009 Futures game for the Mariners. Alex Liddy, 341 batting average, and Tyson Gillies, we saw him down in spring training. He can run. Look at that, 9 triples and 17 steals. So congratulations, they both play for High Desert. So those two gentlemen will be part of the World Team in the Futures game, the World Team against USA. Well, Mike Sweeney, single and a double. He's a homer and a triple away from the site. Mariners get Jared Washburn 4 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. Sweeney trying to get something going here with 2 outs. Mike is doubled to right center field and singled to right.
Mariners have had runners in scoring position in the second and third innings also. They just haven't been able to come up with a base hit to take this lead out a little bit farther than the 4 runs, add to it.
Sweeney, another base hit, 3 for 3. Brandon play in front of him. Gwynn overruns. Sweeney will hold it first, so runners at the corners. Single EH, base hit for Sweeney. Brandon takes second and takes third on the error.
This is a really good example of what running the bases hard will do. We saw Brandon go first to third earlier in the game. Gwynn, I'm sure, noticed that. And so he came up and was just peeking a little bit before he was able to field the ball to see what Russell was going to do. And I'll guarantee you that had something to do with the error that he made out there in center field. So running the bases hard makes the outfielders a little bit nervous, and a little mistake there by Gwynn gets Brandon over to third.
Double T's second error of the season. And Brandon running hard after he walked in the second inning. Sweeney got a base hit, and he aggressively got to third. Edgar Gonzalez didn't show a big arm in right field. He made it easy. Jose Lopez, team RBI leader, with a chance to get another one. Pitch hit hard down to Kuzminoff. He'll get Sweeney at second, inning over. So the Mariners threaten again. They're turned away. They've left 2, 4, 5, 7 men on, but lead at 4. More than ever. Thanks for joining us here on this baseball matinee Thursday in Seattle. Last day of the homestand rubber match. My first game, my dream come true. Hopefully my first rally prize too.
Cedro Woolley.
Line drive, deep left field. Hooking foul. It's off the bat of catcher Henry Blanco, leading off the top of the 5th against Jared Washburn. Washburn started out 3-0 with a 1.71 ERA. Since then, 0-5 with 5 no decisions. A 3.43 ERA. In those 5 decisions, he left once with a lead, 3 times tied, and once trailing.
And the big secret of all that is what you just saw. First pitch strikes 14 out of 18 batters. He's done a really nice job of that this year, working ahead of hitters. Spanning the strike zone, able to throw his changeup.
2-1. It'll be Blanco, Cabrera, and Eckstein. Top of the 5th. Hit hard again, but foul. Blanco on Tuesday night. He doubled to left field. 1 for 3. Drove in a run with a bases loaded walk. So 2. He did go. Rob Johnson applies the tag. That's the 5th strikeout for Washburn. 1 down here in the 5th. Back to the top of the order. Hey, tonight on Mariners All Access, pitcher Garrett Olson. He's going to speak on his recent addition to Seattle's starting rotation. Plus, the Mariners head to L.A. for their final interleague matchup of the season. A breakdown of big series with the Dodgers. That and more tonight at 6:30 and 10:30 on Mariners All Access. Ball 1 to Iver Cabrera. Dodgers starting the day. 47-25. Best record in baseball. You think they'd be that good?
No. You?
No, not at all. Won the got in the playoffs, got the division last year. Man, I didn't expect to see this. There's a broken bat. Ground ball thrown out by Beltre. Well done. Well, had a lot of spin on it, didn't it?
That's what'll happen. He gets jammed badly. He probably gets a piece of the pine tar on his bat and gives it a little extra spin. Adrian showing good range today. Legs are feeling fine. Shoulder not so much, but able to make the play pretty easily.
And bring up second baseman David Eckstein. 0 for 2. Beltre grabbed him back in the 3rd inning. Mariners getting their runs first inning. Ichiro leadoff home run and a 3-run double by Rob Johnson. Bouncing ball, Cedeno gets it on the friendly hop, throws that Eckstein. 1-2-3 inning for Washburn. A 10-pitch inning, and Washburn has got 5 in the books and a 4-0. Jared Washburn could always use more runs.
Could always use more. These guys to add on to the 4 runs that they scored back in the 1st inning. And I like this sign right here.
Oh, now we're talking. 51 years of wedded bliss. Yesterday we had a young lady celebrating her 100th birthday, and then today 51 years of wedded bliss. Gotta like it.
And they would like another 51 years. And all they wanted was some rally fries for that. So there you go.
Gloria and Hal from Lebanon, Oregon. Very nice.
Yeah, thanks for making the trip to the ballpark.
Here's Franklin Gutierrez to lead it off in the 5th. Padres wanted no part of him back in the 1st inning. Got behind the count 2-1, then they put him on the intentional walk. And Gutierrez come up with a base hit in the third. All right, way to go. TV time. Rally prize. Ball game. 2-1 to Franklin, who has 4 of his 7 home runs against these Padres. Josh Banks came on in the second inning. Favorable count here for Mariners center fielder. On deck hitters Rob Johnson. Bases clearing double. Back in the first. And Gutierrez will take his base. First walk by Banks. Rob Johnson is a 1-for-2 hitter today. Mike talked about it. He jumped on that first pitch after the intentional walk of Gutierrez. Smoked it into left center field. Drove in Beltre, Sweeney, and Gutierrez. The Mariners to 4-0 lead after Ichiro led off with a home run. Runner goes. Here's a throw down to second. He's in there safely. Must have missed the tag. Like the ball beat him there, but he missed the tag. Gutierrez is 4th stolen base.
That's one of the reasons why Blanco's still in the big leagues. He can really catch and throw. Cabrera looked like he had a pretty good snap tag on him. Take a look at Gutierrez. Nice jump. Blanco comes out and throws a strike down to second base. Oh, I think you're right. I think he just missed him. You see him reaching with his right hand around to the outside of the base, not giving him much room.
Ted Simmons, as we look at a Coors Light Freeze game, Ted Simmons, the bench coach, now running the ball club with Bud Black having been ejected. Just wanted clarification from Angel Hernandez. Mariners have a runner in scoring position. Got a good angle here.
He's going to pull his left hand out of the way so he can't get tagged, and his right hand goes around and reaches the outside of the base. A lot of times, Dave, you're right. They'll just go ahead and call you out because the throw beats you, but that's a terrific slide by Gutierrez. And for Cabrera, he sees the left hand coming in there and not thinking that Franklin's going to pull it away from him.
It was a nifty play.
Yeah, nice. Nice slide.
Gutierrez has been on 3 times. Walk, single, and a walk. He's got a stolen base. He was in scoring position back in the third. He got the second on a wild pitch. You got Joe Thatcher warming up for San Diego.
You can see Rob Johnson trying to do the right thing on that last swing, hit the ball the other way, move the runner up with nobody out. Most of the time the managers just want you to hit now when you have 2 strikes.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Thatcher's getting ready for Ichiro. You have Cedeno and Ballantine, 2 right-handed hitters coming up after Johnson, and then Ichiro back to the top of the order.
2 balls, 2 strikes. To center field. Win a long run. He had to turn around. He's on the track. Gutierrez will tag and get third easily. So the job's accomplished by Rob Johnson. Gets a runner to third. This catch by Tony Gwynn Jr. Mariners meet the Orioles Monday, July 6th. It's also Salute to Japanese Baseball Night. It's presented by MasterCard. Mariners will honor the contributions many Japanese players have made to the game of baseball. Plus, the first 15,000 fans pick up a limited edition Mariners baseball cap. Purchase your tickets at mariners.com. So, Rob Johnson getting a lot of props from the fellas in the dugout. Infield comes in. Rob moving that runner to third base now with 1 out. Cedeno has walked and Cade today.
We've seen Cedeno drop a bunt down here on his own a number of times. You have Blanks, the young first baseman. He likes to push it, and this time he has pretty good speed, and Gutierrez over at third. So he has some options.
Here he comes. He got it down. Beautifully executed by Ronnie Cedeno. Nicely done. It's 5-0 Seattle. Sacrifice 1-3 and an RBI for Cedeno, 2 down here in the 5th.
Couple of keys when you do a sacrifice. First, it starts with Gutierrez. He can't leave too early. He waits till he goes home not to give it away. And then obviously Cedeno just has to get it into fair territory somewhere. Nice bunt.
2 outs, a run in. There's Ballantine, who struck out and grounded out. It's like he's back to that little run where he's susceptible to just about any kind of breaking ball and fastball counts.
He looks to me like he's in between right now, Dave. In other words, he's not sitting on anything. He's way out in front of the breaking ball, and he's behind on the fastball, just kind of sitting in between the two speeds of those pitches. Let's get back to being committed to one or the other. Some of the fastballs he's been able to get lately, he's been fouling off a little bit late, hitting him over towards the first base side, and then as you saw on that breaking ball, way out in front of it.
Great crowd here. Matinee baseball, 27,968. Check down at first base. Lance Barksdale said he did not commit. His Padres series drew 23,537 on Tuesday, 22,988 last night, 27,968. Valentine's got a 2-1 count. Deep to left. Going back is Headley. He'll watch this one leave the yard. Upper deck. Oh, baby. Vladimir Ballantine unloads. Got it on a 2-1 pitch. He wasn't in between on that one.
No, maybe he had enough of it and decided he was going to try to rip a heater. Man, he hit that one a long way. That's why they like him. He has tremendous power. That'll bring Simmons out of the dugout with Ichiro coming up, and they'll go to the left-hander Thatcher. But take a look at this swing. Fastball right in the middle of the plate.
428 feet. Yowza. For Ballantine, his 9th home run, his 26th RBI, 2nd run in the inning for the Mariners. And Josh Banks is chased. Pitching change. They bring the left-hander Joe Thatcher in. 2 runs in, 2 outs, 5th inning. Back after this. Providing immediate cash for your business is our business. Apply for a business loan at moneytreeinc.com. And by Lithia, a better car buying experience starts at lithia.com. So Ichiro a triple away from the cycle. They bring in a left-hander, Joe Thatcher, to face him. Ichiro with 67 career triples, 3 here in 09. That leads the ball club. Ground ball to the shortstop Cabrera. And that'll do it for Ichiro and the Mariners, but the inning was a good one. 2 runs. You got a suicide squeeze Cedeno and a home run Ballantine at 6-0 Mariners. Lovely day for baseball, and the Mariners really enjoying this one. 6-0 lead over the Padres as we start the 6th inning. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the FSN crew. If you're playing the theme game, they got the guy some runs. Talking about Jared Washburn.
And so far, Jared has done what he's been doing, just giving up 4 hits. Bunch of goose eggs on the board. He's pitched well today.
Tony Gwynn Jr. entered the game bottom of the 3rd after Scott Hairston was tossed at the top of the inning. Took a 2-2 pitch for a called 3rd strike. Broken bat base hit up the middle for Tony Gwynn. Base runner here in the 6th. Finest major league prospects. They're on display later on tonight from the Rose City. Portland Beavers are going to face off with the Reno Aces in a hard-hitting Pacific Coast League matchup. Live coverage comes your way at 7 p.m. on FSN and FSN HD. Adrian Gonzalez. The youngsters on hand here today. Cotton Candy. Oh, that looks like about a 2 a.m. go to sleep time. That's hammered center field, but right at Gutierrez, 1 out. Anytime you can keep him in the yard is a plus.
Well, that was hit right on the button, just a laser out to Gutierrez. He actually took a step or 2 in on it and had to backtrack a little bit.
Important 1 out. Kevin Kuzman off the 3rd baseman, 1 for 2, doubled to center. Right center back in the 4th inning. Jared Washburn trying to get his first win since April 21st here at Safeco. It was against Tampa Bay. Went 7 innings to pick up a victory in a 4-2 ball game. Rob Johnson keeps it in front. Count even as it wanted. It's Kuzmanov. Mariners trying to finish their head-to-head competition with these Padres at 4-2 if they come up with a victory today. Really well struck, but on the line, and Ballantine snares it. Two outs with a runner on here in the 6th. Switch hitting left fielder Chase Headley, 0 for 2.
Jared in good shape with his pitch count, 87 pitches. Had to work a little bit back in the 2nd inning, but other than that, it's been pretty good for him.
The first pitch strike. So the Dodgers just lost to the White Sox in the 13th inning. That was in Chicago. It's a matchup of the two franchises that met for the World Series back in 1959. Dodgers won it. The MVP out of the bullpen was Larry Sherry. There's a foul ball. In 1959, the Dodgers have just only in their 3rd season in LA, having moved from Brooklyn. Actually, 2nd season, 57 with 58, 59, right? 2nd season. All right. Another cotton candy connoisseur and a baseball. That's living.
That's a good day at the ballpark right there. Pretty good seats, too.
Not bad. Right. Got a good ball game. Guys throwing a shutout. I'm putting my face in the cotton candy.
And he just was able to get a foul ball, but didn't seem too interested in that either. Staying with the blue stuff.
He'll be working for the Food Network in a couple of years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Balls and 2 strikes to Headley. Washburn trying to get out of the 6th. Giving up 5 hits this afternoon. That's cranked as well. Long run, Gutierrez. Going way back, and it's gone. Headley smokes one. 2-run homer. And there goes the shutout. It's a 6-2 ball game. Boy, he hit that a long ways. It's 3 really well hit balls in a row here, Mike.
Yeah, a couple of line outs, and then this last pitch, take a look at it. Wanted it inside. Little cutter that he left out over the plate. And because it is the afternoon, the ball will carry a little bit better and ends up going in the seats in center field.
406 feet. He's the call on that shot. Here's big first baseman Kyle Blanks. He's walked and lined out the Beltray. Hit a couple of long foul balls. Two and 0 Blanks. Here's a strike. Chris Jakubowski's warming up. Nice 2-inning stint last night. Retired all 6 men that he faced. Struck out 1. Ooh, what a cut. .6'6", 285. Lance Blank, Kyle Blanks rather. Washburn trying to complete 6. He's got an Edgar Gonzalez on deck. 6-2 ball game. Mariners have banged out 10 hits. Padres 2 runs on 6 hits and an error. It's about the third long foul he's hit today.
Yeah, he keeps getting cutters inside and he can't figure out how to keep them fair. I would think this will be it for Washburn. This next pitch will be 100 for him. He's been dealing with a knee issue and sore back. This is probably going to be the last inning for Jared.
Yeoman work for him.
I think so.
Coming off that back, problem he had back on the 12th. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he got him. So Washburn gives up a 2-run homer. 6 innings in the books for him. He's got a 6-2 lead. Back with Board Safeco right after this. Since May 6th. Take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. What a road trip coming up. Leaving tonight after the ball game. 3 at the Dodgers, day off. 3 at the Yankees, 3 at the Red Sox over July 4th weekend. There's been just unbelievable amounts of rain on the East Coast the last month. Hopefully that will be going away by the time we make our way to New York City and Boston. Russell Brandon leads off. 0 for 2 with a walk. And Jared Washburn, a lot of reason to smile. He's pitched well, and the boys have got him some runs. Brandon, Beltre, and Sweeney here in the 6th against the third pitcher for San Diego, Joe Thatcher. Washburn has deserved a much better record than his 3-5 with a 3.24 ERA. ERA's, that's nothing wrong with that, but the 3-5 should be significantly better.
And I think in the American League that's a terrific ERA.
2 balls and 1 strike. Russell Brandon. Brandon with a big 3-run homer last night in the 2nd inning. 2-run homer 8th inning on Tuesday night, the first game, and told was the first home run 6.2 seconds hang time. I don't think many guys hit him higher or farther than he does. The second was 6.5 seconds. That's amazing. That one fouled into the glove of the catcher, Henry Blanco. Brandon's gone. For Thatcher, that's his first strikeout, just a second hitter in his face. 1 down here in the 6th. Here's Beltre. So for the Mariners today, first time the leadoff hitter has not reached base. Beltre's 1 for 3. He's had an active day, and just his luck. Shoulder barking. Guess what? He's had an active day at third. He's played well too. 3rd inning, had to dive a couple times on that sore left shoulder.
It will be interesting to hear the reaction of the crowd tomorrow in LA with Adrian going back where he started things as a young man. I would suspect he'll get a pretty nice ovation.
Called strike. Beltre started in the Dodger organization back in '95, got to the big club in '98. Huge year in '04, 48 homers, 121 runs batted in. And that's a strike, 2-2. .48 home runs. It was '04. Next year he was here in Seattle.
One of the greatest offensive years by a third baseman ever.
Broken back drive, deep left field, long run. Headley got a beat on it, can't get it. And Beltre's into second base. He's got a double. That's his second hit today. And for Beltre, his 19th two-base hit. Leads the club by 4. Make it 5 over Branyan.
Another pitch in the middle of the plate. Headley makes a good try. Goes right off the end of his glove. Just can't quite get there.
Pretty good distance for a bat breaker.
Yeah, it sounded like it when he hit it for sure.
Well, Sweeney's had a good day swinging the bat today. Mike DHing. He's doubled, singled, and singled.
Put him on.
Jose Lopez. Sweeney's second intentional walk this year. Well, this strategy backfired on San Diego back in the first inning when Gutierrez was ahead in the count 2-1. They put him on intentional walk, and then Rob Johnson next pitch 3-run double.
Well, that one you could understand a little bit better than this one. Lopez leading the club in RBIs. I don't know if it's because he's missed a week or because he just needed more time for the right-hander in the San Diego bullpen to get loose.
Ted Simmons making decisions right now with Bud Black having been thrown out back in the third inning. Have an infield confab right now. First and second, 1 out. Jose Lopez going to be the hitter for the Mariners. Jose back in action after being away. Death of his sister. Thoughts and prayers go out to Jose and his family on that loss. Strike one call. Clay Meredith is the right-hander. Taking a pause right now. On a strike to Lopez. A lot of big hits this year. 248 starting today. 10 home runs, 42 RBIs. Like mentioned, leads the ball club to 10 home runs. Second on the club, Russell Branyan.
Well, Lopez knows now that Thatcher wants to pitch away. Well, they certainly has the ability to hit the ball into right field. He's been terrific RBI situations this year, especially late in games.
(2-1) down low. He's got a 3-1 advantage right now. Gutierrez is on deck. Been on base 3 times. Has scored twice.
He has been a Padre killer this year. He's hit 4 home runs off the Padres this year.
Lopez pulls one. Shortstop Cabrera. They get Sweeney. Double plays broken up. Nice job by Mike. Ball was hit slowly. Probably wasn't going to get 2 anyway. Beltre takes third. Take a look at our Quest high speed pitch. Wade LeBlanc, he was a starter. And Washburn, of course, started for the Mariners. Their respective numbers. 2 outs here in the 6th. Gutierrez has also done well since moving into the 5 spot in the lineup, entering tonight with this afternoon a .346 batting average in the 5 hole with 5 runs, 3 homers, and 5 runs batted in. Had a base hit, 2 runs scored today, and a stolen base. And against the Padres now, he is 8 for 20, 4 home runs. Runners at the corners. Joe Thatcher, the 3rd pitcher today for San Diego. Starter Wade LeBlanc did not have an inning in the 3rd, 4 runs all earned. Good pitch, 1-2.
Good breaking ball, just 77 miles an hour. Took a lot off of it. Well located right on the outside corner.
Gutierrez will have to get it done with 2 strikes here. 2 outs, 2 on. Mariners last scored, it was back in the 5th inning. A monster solo home run by Ballantine, upper deck, left field. They also squeezed in a run with Cedeno scoring Gutierrez. A 1-2 misses. Dug out by Blanco. Full count.
Lopez will make sure that he goes home and then take off on the pitch. Nice job by Gutierrez to get himself back in the count. Rob Johnson, big hit in the game, bases clearing double back in the 1st.
Lopez takes off. Big breaking ball hit the other way. Taken by Blanks. And that will do it for the Mariners. Get a couple on, couple of stranded, 6 in the books. A 6-2 lead for the Mariners. Here comes Chris Jakubauskas. He'll take over on
cameras to track every pitch. With this tracking information, we can show you where the ball crosses the front plane of the plate. Our system is accurate to within 1 inch. We then take this data and convert it to our EQC tracer graphic.
Back here at Safeco Field, bouncing babies and a Seattle lead, 6-2. What a combination. Can't beat it. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers with you. Good seats up near that fair pole in left field. New pitcher for the Mariners, Chris Jakubowskis. Outstanding last night. Tied all 6 men that he faced. That was in the 6th and 7th innings. Chris really found a role as a long guy. He hadn't been pitching a lot, but the back-to-back opportunities right here. There's a drive to deep right field. Long run for Ichiro. Back at the track. Watches this one sail out of here. Home run for Edgar Gonzalez. Gonzalez, his 4th home run and 11th RBI. The Gonzalez brothers. Adrian's got 24. Edgar's got 4.
We'll see many right-handed hitters go out to right field here at Safeco. Gives this ball a pretty good ride. As you mentioned, Dave, just 4 home runs on the year for him. Hitting the ball a long ways to the other opposite field.
Boy, I got tattooed. So Jakubowskis has given up 7 home runs. Here's the 9-hole hitting catcher, Henry Blanco, 1-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Fair ball. Bullet down the line. Fan interfered with it. Be 2 bases. Automatic. Jakubowski's first 2 hitters hit hard. Blanco 2 hits today, 2 for 3. Tomorrow night the Mariners take on the best team in baseball as 2009 interleague play comes to a close. Game 1 coverage of the Mariners and the Dodgers begins at 6:30 p.m. right here on FSN and FSN HD. Rick Adair, the pitching coach, going to pay a visit. Two balls really smoked against Jakubowskis.
It's like Mark Lowe out in the pen is picking things up, working at a quicker pace, trying to get loose. There's Mark. Jakubowskis has been having a terrific June coming into today's game. His ERA for June was a 1.29. Goes back to what you were talking about, Dave, with him coming out of the bullpen, the job he's done. But so far, a couple of balls hit pretty hard off of him.
See what adjustments Rick Adair may have pointed out to Jakubowskis. Top of the order, Everth Cabrera, 1 for 3. San Diego shortstop. This ball up high. Ball 1.
Really have to be on your toes as an infielder now. The one thing that we found out about Cabrera is he can really run. You have to be ready for a bunt. Any ball that he hits on the ground, you have to get rid of it in a hurry.
Jakubowskis up high again. Last night's game, he went ground ball, pop up ground ball with a 6, ground ball, fly out, strikeout. Different story here today. He is out of his zone. 3-0 to Cabrera. Mariners with a 6-3 lead. Jared Washburn trying to get his first win since April 21st. 4 pitch walk. Wow. 3 men faced, 3 men have reached. And Don Wakamatsu's had enough. He's got a 3-run lead. Tying run coming to the plate. Got Eckstein to be followed by Gwynn and Gonzalez here in the 7th inning. Here comes Mark Lowe.
Dining destination.
So San Diego's got a little something brewing here in the 7th inning. Not what Jared Washburn and the Mariners had in mind. Chris Jakubowskis did not have a good outing. Gave up a home run, a double, and a walk. So now they go to Mark Lowe. 2 runners on. Tying run coming to the plate in the person of David Eckstein. Boy, that was a wide variance. And Jakubowskis going 6 up, 6 down yesterday to not retiring anybody here in the 7th.
And it looked like his stuff was fine. You know, you mentioned the couple innings that he threw yesterday, but his fastball was where it normally is, 91, 92 miles an hour. Just a couple of balls that were hit hard, and then he just lost the strike zone. So hopefully Mark Lowe is a little bit better today.
Faced David Eckstein. 2 on. Brannion's in at the cut. Matter of fact, ready to charge here. Called strike. Eckstein this afternoon 0 for 3. Credit to his mom and dad for helping him get to the big leagues. They took him, just like so many guys, every level of baseball. They took him to all the games, made sure he was there on time. Of course, he put in a lot of work. And oddly enough, his favorite player, Dale Murphy, hasn't met him, but just read a lot about him and knows a lot of guys that played with him and admires what Dale Murphy stood for when he was a ball player. Of course, Murphy's like 6'4". David's about 5'7". There's a called strike, 1-2. Lower Nissan shift to the bullpen. Ball and 2 strikes to Eckstein with 2 on, nobody out. Brannion gets the 1 out to Cedeno. 1 down, runners at the corners. So they eliminate Cabrera.
That's a good play by Brannion. Getting one of the runners anyways out of keeping him out of scoring position.
Taking third is Blanco.
keep this thing where a double play will get you out of the inning, as opposed to taking the easy way and just going to first. Now, Mark can throw another ground ball. Maybe they can get out of here without giving up another run.
Mariners 4 runs in the first, 2 more in the 5th. San Diego's come back with 2 in the 6th and 1 here in the 7th on a home run by Edgar Gonzalez. Tony Gwynn, his second at bat. Got a base hit to center back in the 6th inning. Tony had the day off until Scott Hairston was thrown out of the ball game in the 3rd. Arguing balls and strikes and punch out in the 3rd inning. Two and 0.
Well, you definitely want Gwynn to swing the bat here. You have Adrian Gonzalez on deck. Don't want to be stuck in a situation where you have to throw something over the plate to him.
Mark's back with a strike, 2 balls, and 1 strike and 2 on. Way outside, 3 and 1. The dangerous Adrian Gonzalez is on deck. Popped out of play. You sure do want to get like a double play right here. You got Gonzalez at 24 home runs, second to Albert Pujols in the National League. In fact, that's second best in the major leagues. Carlos Pena leads the AL with 22. 3-2 to Gwynn.
And he's hit the ball on the button a couple of times today. A base hit into right field and then lined out to center.
Here we go, 3-2. Popped up. Backing up Cedeno. He's got the play, 2 down. Runner at first, Eckstein was breaking, but he picked up the ball. Able to get back, no problem. Let's take a look at the Firestone leaderboard. Mariners have some solid credentials here. And you're talking about the bullpen. Leading the American League in team ERA. Opponent's batting average, slugging percentage, and OPS. Big spot here. 2 outs. Tying run at the plate. Home run hitting Adrian Gonzalez. Keep him in the ballpark. Ball 1. Adrian 1 for 3 today. 1 for 3 with a walk last night. First game of the series, hit a 2-run homer. Went 1 for 5. Two-0.
Mark being very careful, trying to backdoor a couple of sliders on him. Hasn't given him a fastball yet.
At 2-0. Backhanded by Rob Johnson. 3-0.
Another off-speed pitch. You can bet he has the green light right here to hack away if he wants to on a 3-0 count.
Three and 0. Fouled it back. Green lighted indeed. Ted Simmons calling the shots now. As since the third inning, bench coach taking over Bud Black, who was ejected. 3-1 pitch to Gonzalez. Lost him, and now the bases are loaded. Usually the bullpen comes in as throwing strikes and getting people out. Not the case today. Bases are loaded. You got Blanco at third, Eckstein at second, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Kevin Kuzminoff 1 for 2 of them, ringing double. He hit a 2-run homer last night.
I think for the most part, Mark likes to be aggressive, and I think he was on the first 2 hitters as he gets a grounder by Eckstein and a pop out. He was really careful with Gonzalez, and I can't say that I necessarily blame him. But now he's going to have his work cut out for him. He has to work ahead in the count. Bases loaded. Don't want to fall behind and give Kuzminoff a free swing. And then throwing a pitch in the middle of the plate.
To right field. Ichiro has a beat on it. He's there, and the inning is over. Oh, my goodness. Hit really well by Kuzminoff with the bases jacked. Mariners get out of it at 6-3. M's. Of Washington Business, reminding you that if you work safe, you're home safe. Well, the Mariners can breathe a little bit easier after getting out of that bases loaded jam in the 7th inning with a 3-run lead. As Kuzminoff hit, boy, he put some good wood on that ball. Slice right back to Ichiro and a drive to deep right field. To the home 7th we go. It'll be 7, 8, 9. Rob Johnson, Ronnie Cedeno, and Vladimir Ballantine. Clay Meredith is the new pitcher for San Diego. So Meredith now in his 28th game. Good record. The ERA respectable. Opponent's hitting .306. Good day for Rob Johnson with a huge first pitch swinging, bases clearing double. Scored 3 in the first inning. Mariners with 4 runs there and a 2 spot in the 5th. Johnson. Piece of that right into the glove of Blanco. 2-2. San Diego Ball Club 15 out in the NL West. Counts run full to Rob Johnson.
Ronnie Cedeno laid down a nice bunt on a suicide squeeze that Gutierrez was able to score on. Came back in the 5th inning.
How important is that? Jeez, here's Johnson. Swing and a miss. He's gone. So Cedeno will be the hitter. Ronnie with his 4th sacrifice bunt. We were talking about coverage in the outfield, Mike. On the right side, we talk about the Gutierrez and Ichiro. Man, are they getting it done? To center field, righted Gwynn. 2 outs. At bottom point, only Mariners, the only AL team with 2 players ranked in the top 20. And the Brewers also over in the National League, 2 in the top 20.
The Mariners now without Andy Chavez for the rest of the year, and he certainly covered a lot of ground.
Valentine, as prodigious a home run as we've seen him hit since he's been with the big club. Upper deck left field on a 2-1 pitch, 428 feet. His 9th home run, 26th RBI.
Made a nice running catch earlier in the ball game on a sinking line drive out to left field. Had a nice break on it.
Jan Kuzmanov cuts in front of the shortstop. Nice play. Clay Meredith throws a 1-2-3 7th. Mariner bullpen. Going to face Headley, Blankson, Gonzalez.
And is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. For more info, visit emeraldqueen.com.
Back here at Safeco Field, nice day for baseball. Glad you're with us. 6-3 lead for the Mariners. First pitch, fly ball, left field for Valentine. That's off the bat. Chase Headley, 1 out. Mark Lowe may very well give way to Miguel Batista for the 9th inning. Lowe can get through here the 8th. Kyle Blanks is going to be the hitter, followed by Edgar Gonzalez. Boy, that's hit a bunch. Deep left field. 1 hop off the fence. Kyle Blanks taking a look. And he'll get back to second base. That young man got all 285 pounds into that one, didn't he?
I was just going to say that's a big man with a big bat, and basically just dropped the head of the bat out there and caught up to one of Mark Lowe's fastballs and hit it right on the button. No stride. And hits a missile out there, short hopping the fence.
First big league double. So one out base runner, Edgar Gonzalez, last time he was up. He greeted Chris Jakubauskas. 0-1 pitch. He homered to right center field. Goes the other way again. Line drive to Lopez. 2 outs. Two outs. Runner at second. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Henry Blanco batting out of the 9-hole. Their catchers had a nice day, a single and a double. Padres with runs in the sixth, 2 in the sixth. 2-run Headley home run, and then the home run by Gonzalez. Mariners 4 runs in the first. They don't score again until the 5th. Left 9 men on today, the Mariners.
Well, it's been a couple of long balls by the Padres to even keep them close in this game so far. Today they're 0 for 10 with men in scoring position, so they put some pressure on the Mariners pitching staff, but they've been able to get out of it most of the time, other than a couple of home runs.
Blanco gets time. Breaking ball for strike 1 and 2. Mariners go on to win. It'll be Jared Washburn's W, his first since April 21st. Good start as they got out of the box with 4 runs for him. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. And now Lowe trying to get out of the 8th. Swing and a miss, and down goes Blanco. Nice job by Mark Lowe. Through the 8th, the Mariners with a 6-3 lead. They could use a few more. Why not? Ichiro, Brandon, and Beltre coming up. Go field. Mariners trying to go 5-1 on this homestand as they embark on a very challenging road trip. Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox, all coming up. Ichiro's going to lead it off here in the home eighth. He is a triple away from the cycle. He's homered, doubled, and singled. Good 3 for 4 day. Led off the ball game with a home run. Second time this year, 29th time in his career. Strike to Ichiro from Clay Meredith. David Archman's up and preparing to enter the 9th inning. Ichiro fouls one off. Archman's got to make that all-star team, don't you think? 15 out of 16, been a dominant presence.
I think so. You look at his ERA and opponents average against and what he's done this year. Yeah, I can definitely see him there. Have a terrific season so far. You're talking about the road trip, and we've had that one circled on the calendar for a while. All those clubs playing really good baseball. And one of the things we were talking about as we were coming back home, Dave, is the guys are going to have to take care of their business here at home before they go out on that trip, and they certainly are in great shape to do that.
Dribbler, never get him, no chance. Once he gets it on the ground, and you got to come out 3-4 steps, go to the next hitter.
Well, a lot of times it's difficult just if it gets to the grass out in front of the cut, and once that happens, especially on that kind of angle going towards the third baseline, Blanco does everything he can, but you can see he's well past the bag by the time the throw gets there.
4-hit day for Ichiro. Got his batting average now up to 366. It's amazing.
There you go, another infield hit for him. He's had a ton of them this year. And again, with the way he swings, with his momentum going towards first base, really difficult for him to try to make a play on him on a ball that's hit out in front of the plate like that.
Major League best 33rd infield hit. Big hack by Brandon.
That's the idea, though. That's what we want to see.
Meredith taking his time. This is away. Ichiro started the day 361 atop the American League by a considerable margin over Miguel Cabrera. He's at 332 starting today. And ahead of David Wright, who's leading the National League at 356. Four hits get him up to 104 on the season. Brandon rifles one center field. Base hit for Big Russ. His first hit this afternoon. 1 for 4.
Meredith trying to keep the ball away from him, down and away, and Russell does a nice job just hitting that back up the middle, not trying to do too much. Meredith is trying to get him to roll over on a pitch if he can, but he stays with it. It's a nice line drive, stays behind that nicely too. Wow, good pitch. See, it's just off the plate away. It's a nice line drive in the center.
So Ichiro with a 4-hit game. Last time he did that May 31st at the Angels. It's his third 4-hit game of the season. Here's Beltre, 6-3 ball game. Back up the middle, off the glove. Everybody's going to be safe. Bases loaded for the Mariners. Three-hit day for Beltre.
Well, that'll make the shoulder feel a little bit better. Catch a break, hitting a ball back at the pitcher. Can't handle it. The deflection's what makes him get the hit. Goes back to shortstop. And the shortstop Cabrera was going towards second to cover it, probably for the double play ball if he was able to field it cleanly. The pitcher that is Meredith, wasn't able to do it, so Adrian will get a hit.
Mike Sweeney's enjoying a perfect day. 3 for 3 with a walk, a run scored, double, 2 singles.
And Mariners now with 14 hits on the afternoon.
It's the kind of production you're going to need in this road trip, particularly up in Boston, where, as you know from experience, you never have enough runs.
I know. I was really happy to see the off day before they went into New York and Boston, give the bullpen a rest, because those guys are going to have to pitch. It'd be nice to get them a break.
Want to notice Sweeney. Back up the middle, base hit. Here comes Ichiro. Branyan rounding third. He'll score. Taking third is Beltre. Mike Sweeney with a 2-run single. 4 hits on the day, and the Mariners have an 8-3 lead.
Well, with the infield in, a ball like this can get past the infield. You can see Cabrera just can't get to it. If he'd been playing back, he probably would have had a play. And that's the gamble. Another pitch in the middle of the plate.
Beltre gets all the way to third. Lopez 0 for 4 today. Sweeney's got his batting average up to 269. The big 4-hit production. Lopez to the shortstop. Cabrera to Eckstein. Double play. Another run scores as Beltre crosses the plate. So a 3-run 8th inning here by the Mariners.
And that'll be good enough to get Ardsma to have a seat, I would guess. Doubt he'll come in and pitch in this game. It's not a save situation anymore.
First 3 men reached, and they have all scored. 2 outs. Here's Gutierrez. Line drive center field. Gwynn coming on, makes the catch. Little cushion there. Nicely done by the Mariners. Put up 3 quick runs in the 8th inning. Open up a 9-3 lead. And Miguel. (65246) to sign up right now. Great inning. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Mariners. Little cushion. Miguel Batista will take over now. An extra day of rest for David Ardsma.
And a day of rest for Don Wakamatsu right now. Doesn't have to deal with a 1-run game again.
Good call. There's the ledger for Mr. Batista. Well, the good news, the Mariners have done a super job in 1-run games Nice to get a situation where you don't have to deal with that. Cabrera. Strike one to him. Mariners 19 and 13 in one-run games this year. Batista coming in, dealing 0-2. Only 2 strikes. Batista, the 4th pitcher this afternoon. The big news is Jared Washburn stands to get this W. First since April 21st. First in 11 starts. Two and two. Top of the order here. Cabrera, Eckstein, and Gwynn. I didn't see it, but somebody must have really blown an opportunity in the good seats, too.
Yeah.
Hence the reaction.
Error.
Fan. Now Batista's gone full count. Washburn with his performance today got his ERA down to 3.22. Swung on and hit to Lopez. And 1 out. High throw. Good hustle down the line by Cabrera. Washburn started the day with a 3.24. Knocked it down a little bit to 3.22. Here's David Eckstein. 0 for 4 today. Batista throwing pretty hard. Working at a good pace here. There's strike 1-1. Fly ball right field for Ichiro. 2 down. And the Mariners 1 out away from a 5-1 homestand.
Put them 2 games over 500. The last time they've been there, May 6th.
How about that?
Well, that was after coming off of a terrific April.
15 and 13 on May 6th. The high water mark, 6 over 500. That was 12 and 6 on April 25th. There's going to be a lot of happy guys for their teammate Jared Washburn. Tony Gwynn Jr. Strike one. Big 15 hit production by the Mariners today. 9 runs on 15 hits, no errors. 3-9-1 for the Padres. Timely hits. 2-1. 4-hit day for Ichiro. Mike Sweeney with 4 hits, a couple RBIs. Rob Johnson drove in 3. Cedeno got down a suicide squeeze. Back up the middle. Cedeno. Fields throws. What a play! Got him! Ball game! What a beauty! Mariners win it 9-3. Ronnie Cedeno with a sparkler to end that game. Wow! So the Mariners go 5-1 on the homestand. As we look at this defensive gem by Cedeno, he never quit on it. Beautiful play to end this ball game as Jared Washburn finally gets a win after 11 starts without a win. His first W since April 21st. Washburn goes to 4-5, knocks his ERA down to 3.22. Wade LeBlanc takes the loss. He's 0-1. His ERA of 9 goes up another notch or 2. So now the Mariners embark on a very